Hey, how you doing? Let's do some transit talk today. I wanted to do one again relatively quick after my last one just because of this whole Pluto square Mars situation. The last time I talked about the transits, I pointed out that lots of violent events are very likely to occur under this aspect. And as we can see, that is true. We've had two pretty tragic events happen just today. I'll be curious to see more information about that come out. But honestly, these things just keep on happening to the point where they don't even get coverage. They don't get coverage unless they can be used to further an agenda of some kind. And y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Because I can't even say what I'm talking about without getting taken off of TikTok and getting a strike. But anyways, it's I'm not trying to make light of anything. This is awful that it's happening, but it's only going to keep getting worse. In the beginning of October, I believe the 4th of October, Mercury will be close enough to where it will form a square to Pluto, and that'll make a T square from Pluto and Jupiter both squaring Mercury. And when that happens, that is when we will see the current administration really push a narrative in the news about these violent acts. And um, not only that, but Pluto is going to go direct, I believe October 14th, very close to that. And when that happens, that is when we're going to start seeing some major changes and major power dynamics come into effect. And I'm really curious to see how that plays out. I'm an idealist at heart, and I really have this hope that, good will prevail in the end. But, it's really hard to keep thinking that when we just keep seeing crimes just blatantly being committed and nothing being done about it. Like, how is it that, like, just this one person can cause so much trouble and not be held accountable for it? What does he have that makes him so untouchable? And, it's probably the Epstein files, because every everybody is implicated in that some way. Have no I have no sort of thoughts that Democrats aren't also on it. A ton of them are, probably. Everybody says they think Bill Clinton is, probably, but the big difference is I don't care. No Democrat cares if Clinton's on the list. We just want the list out. We want people to be held accountable for awful things, and that's probably why he is able to get away with all the stuff he gets away with, because people on both sides of the party and people that fund both sides of I said the party, but I meant the government, and like the people funding, people on both sides, all of it. This probably has everybody on it, and that's why he's able to get away with so much stuff. But did you all notice that yesterday, which would be the 27th, um, yesterday, Trump accidentally admitted that he caused January 6th to happen. Did y'all catch that? He made a post talking about how it had been brought to his attention that there were FBI agents out in the field that were likely there as agitators, causing people to, um, you know, go out of control. Dude forgot that he was in office at the time, so he's implicating himself without realizing it, which always happens when you live a life with so many lies. And this is part of that Pluto trine Uranus. This is truth coming out, and so I'm really hoping that that's going to be used against him. Oh no, I have to sneeze. Pardon me. That was obnoxious. But anyways, so we have this whole Comey thing coming to trial, and my hope is that through them trying to bring Comey to trial, that is going to put them in a situation where they have to give out information that they don't want people to know. And they will have kind of tied a noose around their own necks without realizing it by trying to threaten Comey. That's my hope of how things will go down. But either way, we will see a huge power play when Pluto goes direct around October 14th. And at that time, it will be squaring Mercury. It will be opposing Jupiter. Um, and so it'll be an interesting thing to see. And as you can see here, all of this stuff is happening while interacting with that Saturn conjunct Neptune. I really can't wait for these two planets to bust up and move on, because they are just troublemakers. And once Neptune and Saturn separate, then all of this misinformation and this uh, just this restriction that we're all going through because of this, it will start to clear up, because people will start to put pieces together once Neptune and Saturn separate a bit. And so hopefully we'll see some change there. Uh, but that's the main thing I wanted to talk about. I'm sorry this isn't as in depth of reading as I normally do on my transit talks, but I've been working today on getting my office cleared out. I'll put a little picture here. This room that I'm showing right now. Uh, this has been stacked top to bottom, front to back with boxes, and I got about half of it cleared out today. And once I finish getting this cleared out, I can finally get my office ready. And then I can go back to doing my work at a desk instead of through my phone, which has been interesting, but it's much easier to do what I do when I have a computer to do it with. So that's where I've been at. Tomorrow, I'm going to be finally putting out my Saturn video, and getting some more chart readings and stuff done. So I hope you all have a wonderful day. If you have any questions, let me know. And it's just nice to talk to you guys. I almost didn't do a video today because of how busy I was with getting my house ready, but I don't want to miss a day. I wanted to at least get something out there and say hi, if anything. Uh, so yeah, have a great day, guys. Oh man, I almost forgot to talk about Portland with this whole Pluto square Mars situation and Mercury getting involved. That is also lining up with Trump claiming Portland is a war zone and sending troops in and authorizing full force. This whole plan to frame cities that are protesting what he's doing as like falling apart and on fire, and just using the military to oppress it and save the day, like, and increasing the intensity of how he's saying it, saying he's going to use full force, trying to frame anybody that isn't a Republican as some sort of evil person. Like, this is all lining up with that Pluto square Mars and Mercury about to get involved with the messaging. And that was what I was trying to point out earlier. And this is how they roll. It's why they're trying to bring back the whole Antifa thing and trying to claim that that's some sort of domestic terrorist organization, even though it's not even an organization. It's literally just the word that they slapped on people to make them sound like bad guys in the first term, even though it literally just means anti-fascist. And so, but it doesn't matter when you explain stuff like that, because they don't listen. It's like that episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia where Mac was acting as the representative of the Republican Party, and he was just all like, I don't have to change because that's my right as an American. I'm dug in and my ways are set, and that's just how it is. I swear, that's what it feels like talking to these people sometimes. But anyways, I just wanted to point out about Portland and how that is tying into this whole narrative as well. I hope you all have a wonderful day.